oftentimes when I ask clients to track, or even myself when I look at, when we're tracking, is that really the way it should be? And it's interesting because I was very much against tracking when I first heard about it. When I was in school, we talked about eating intuitively. We talked about listening to your body. And I think that your body does say the right things when it's properly in tune, where it's attuned. And that's really what this is all about. Oftentimes we get out of whack. Our behaviors get skewed. We start to behave outside of what can be considered normal in our evolution. And one perfect example is like when you're telling someone, oh, you shouldn't be tracking, you should be eating more intuitively. It to me is like saying somebody who has a spending or a gambling habit not to look at their bank account ever, because they should just know that they're spending too much. They should just know that where their balance is. But the truth of the matter is you don't know, because at some point it became skewed. So just like your calories became skewed, or your spending, your gambling's become skewed, this is a dysregulation that's occurred here. And what we need to do is reacquaint your body and your brain connection to the amount of food. And then along the way, we could talk about eating skills. I think eating skills are very important for long-term success. But in the short term, we can't rely on eating intuitively, because technically we have been eating intuitively, and it's what got us here in the first place. We've been spending intuitively, and this is where we got to this budget problem. It's the same thing where it comes to nutrition. If it was so intuitive, you wouldn't have got to the point where you need to start to cut back. Think about that. In the end of the day, eating intuitively is our end result, our end goal. We want to get the habits that help us to get there. But at least in the interim, we have to do some sort of tracking. We have to become more aware. We have to learn the value of those calories again, because we lost that ability. Even if we didn't know it in the first place, we lost the ability to intuitively know it. So what better place to start than to actually get objective about it, measure it, see where we're at, and then start to make adjustments there, learn the eating habits, and then down the road we can start to eat intuitively again. Just like maybe down the road, this person who has that spending problem or that gambling problem can start to behave within the scope of normal experience again. At the end of the day, you have to re-regulate, you have to fix the dysregulation before we can start to trust the signals that we're getting from our body.